Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and Parrish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. If you need a roof, you call Parrish or go to parrishbuilt.com. And of course, restoredmotions.com. Book a session with Crystal Poche. She'll take you out of your pain. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with us. Thanks to everybody who hung out yesterday. Ended up doing 3 shows on Sunday, which was a lot of fun. We did Morning Scone, and then we did an immediate reaction after LSU. After LSU beat Wofford 13-6, and then we did another immediate reaction last evening after LSU rallied, and I didn't rally. I mean, they led the whole way, but LSU beat North Carolina 8-4. So, really exciting day of baseball, and it's one of the reasons why I love this time of year, and also why you never ever count a team out when they still have games to play. When we were here yesterday, I don't know, man. I guess some of y'all will never learn, but we were here yesterday for Morning Scone, and how many of you were, I'm just not going to watch the game today. They're toast. Season's over. There they go. They got down 5-0 in the first inning to Wofford. It would have been so easy to roll over and quit, but did what they done all year, man. They battled back offensively, and they didn't quit, is what I should say. They've done all year. They didn't quit. They battled back offensively. Griffin Herring was awesome, gave you the length you needed. 6 2/3 allowed you to preserve everybody for the evening game, and then you needed everybody in that evening game against North Carolina. You got up 8-1, and certainly looked like when you were up 8-1, LSU was going to be able to cruise. But after the 5th, the offense hit the skids, and it didn't score again after the 5th, and it got a little dicey for LSU on the mound. They kept wiggling out of jams, but credit to guys like Fidel Ulloa, Gavin Guidry, who kept getting out of jams. And mostly, how about a big hat tip to Thatcher Hurd, who went 5 2/3 and was just only needed 73 pitches. Quite honestly, he wobbled in the 4th when they went double single against him. But he came back to get the strikeout to get out of the inning, and then he came back in the 5th and needed just 6 pitches to get through the 5th inning. Normally, that's a spot where we've seen Thatcher Hurd, when he wobbles like that, he kind of has come undone. And it might have just been that by the end of the night, he was just done. By the time you got through, and the crazy thing is too, in the 6th, God, the crazy thing. So he had that short 5th inning. He goes out for the 6th and needs 4 pitches. He gets Honeycutt to pop up, and Cook flies out. It's like boom, boom, and 4 pitches. You got 2 outs. It's like he's going to get through 6 cruising. And then Lance Harbor, Parks Harbor. Lance Harbor's from Varsity Blues. Parks Harbor doubled, and then there was a pass ball, a wild pitch, which allowed him to score. And then they went single, and then walk, and then he was out of the game. So Ulloa came in and struck out Gallagher, which was just a massive strikeout for Ulloa. And biggest strikeout of his life to this point, certainly to this point. So, but LSU finished it. Gavin Guidry was, it was a little nerve wracking there for Guidry for a bit, but he got it done. And even though they loaded him in the 9th, I mean, yes, it's very unsettling when the tying run is at the plate in the 9th inning, and you're a swing away from being tied, and the great work you've done throughout the game is all for naught. Now you're in a new game. So if there's one bummer from the North Carolina game, there's one bummer. It's that when you were up 8-1 and Hurd is cruising, it certainly felt like LSU was going to be able to get through that game without having to use its key arms to keep everyone fresh for today. And had the offense continued to churn, that might have happened, but your offense got stagnant, and they started to mount a bit of a rally. And so if you're Jay, like Jay had no choice. Like, you had to go to your best guys. I mean, if you don't win, your season ends. Like, you don't have the luxury of thinking about tomorrow. You have to win the game. So, using Ulloa, who only threw Ulloa threw 22 pitches, only 9 for strikes. That was the challenging part. Ulloa threw 22 pitches. You had to go back to Cade Anderson for the second time in the day, which really surprised me. We talk about that after Wofford. I did not think they would go back to Anderson for the second time in the same day. That's kind of a no-no. But he threw 32 pitches, then Guidry needed 40. So while Hurd needed just 73 to get you through 5 2/3 to finish the final 3 1/3 inning, you needed 99 pitches. Hurd got through 5 2/3 on 73 pitches. The other 4 combined to throw 99 pitches. I mean, so that's the bummer. So who do you have available for today? I know a lot of you are going to ask that question. We kind of charted this out last night. So Ackenhausen would certainly be available today. He threw 27 pitches against Wofford. Didn't make it out of the first. I would assume you could bring Anderson back. Now, Anderson threw 13 and 32. So it's 45 pitches he threw yesterday in separate games. But I would think if you needed something out of Anderson, you might get something. Same for Ulloa, who threw 22 yesterday. He could certainly come back. Guidry threw 40. He's Lower certainly is available. Dutton's available. Javen Coleman, Will Helmers, Aiden Moffitt, all available. Someone last night mentioned DJ Primo. I don't know if Primo is on the postseason roster. I don't know if he's available for you today, but I'll see if I can find that out to see who hasn't pitched, who is available. But that's again why we go back and we talk about the decision with Christian Little. Little with the lat injury. Jay said they'd have to make a decision by Thursday. Well, if Little wasn't ready to go on Thursday, then you couldn't justify using a roster spot on him if you weren't sure if he was going to be able to pitch. Because look at what's transpired now. Out of the losers bracket, you have to play 3 games in 2 days, 5 games over 4 days. And you'll need every arm you have available to you. So if you took a chance keeping Little active and then he ended up not being available, you really disadvantaged yourself there. So that's why the decision not to pitch Little was a good one. We can talk about what North Carolina has available as well. So do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe up to the channel, Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page, share the post. I'll remind you, Parish Construction and Roofing, we have the Parish link pinned in both YouTube and Facebook. So if you have a roof issue or think you might, all that awful weather that came through this weekend, we'd love to give you that free, no obligation roofing inspection. Our crews are out and about today. If you had leaks, I took Drew for his walk at the mall yesterday and I counted 9 buckets catching leaks just in the atrium at the mall. So if anybody knows about the mall, let them know. We can help fix your roof. Okay. Here we go. Trivia. Good morning. Matt, 7:30 still start time for morning scone. Yes. Yeah. Today we were just a few minutes late, kind of a weird morning. Just getting up and out, but yes, most days 7:30 will still be when we start. Sorry. Let's see. Elijah, Charlie, Brian, Glenn, Tiger Diver, Club Ruckus. What's going on? Charlie set up nicely for LSU if they can find a way to win today. No doubt. West Virginia. Well, who actually won? Forgive me. That was the late game, and I didn't even check to see who won. Oh, it was West Virginia. I think I did check that. It was West Virginia, right? So LSU, if LSU wins, remember, or was that today? Okay, so West Virginia won. So West Virginia advances. I thought I saw that last night. My apologies. So West Virginia advances, and so if LSU wins today, LSU will host West Virginia in the Super Regional next weekend at the Box. So fingers crossed. Let's go. Get it done today. Brad David, Kelly Gross, good morning. Gary, great win. So glad Hurd pitched like he did. I don't know what it is with Thatcher Hurd, man. But last year in the postseason, he was nails. And yesterday, when you desperately needed him to look like the first rounder, he's, the first round talent that he has, he was just, he was perfect through 11 hitters yesterday. I mean, that's 2 outs in the fourth before anybody got on base. So he was awesome, man. And it gives you even more of a belief now if LSU does win today going into next weekend and you can go Holman or jump Holman Hurd. I like that. And you get to Omaha and you've got jump Holman Hurd pitching like the way they are. Yeah, like them a lot. Let's see. Patrick, good morning. Great day to beat the Tar Heels and advance. Go Tigers. Brian Wynn, why do you think Milazzo wasn't in the North Carolina game as defensive replacement? That's a great point, Brian. And quite honestly, that did surprise me. I had no problem starting Neal. It would have been a big ask to have Milazzo catch 18 innings in a day and then come back today and catch again. Plus, after Travinsky in the Wofford game, after Travinsky's first at bat, they subbed Neal for Travinsky, and Jay said afterwards the lefties were just having a better look against the Wofford pitcher, and so they went with Neal, and Neal had a big day in the first game, so I have no problem whatsoever in having Neal in the lineup in the second game, especially with UNC throwing a righty, got another left-handed bat in the lineup. The question was, would he DH or would he catch? They DH Travinsky, caught Neal. I was totally fine with that. And Travinsky had a big day. I mean, in the second game. And I'll repeat again, because yesterday there were some of you asking, like, should you bench Travinsky? And the point I made was that, no. I would have felt very differently if Erica, there's Erica, everybody. Ooh, Erica's making it appear. Ooh, I'm blocking you, Erica. I'm blocking you. Nobody can see. I'd have felt very differently if Travinsky I'd have felt very differently if Travinsky wasn't having good at bats. But again, he hit the ball hard on Saturday and just wasn't rewarded for it. So I had no problem playing him, and he broke out, man. Had the homer, had a couple of knocks in that game, which is great to see. Now today, I'm guessing you are going to catch Milazzo in the game today. So the big question becomes, do you DH Travinsky or Neal? And I'm guessing you're going to DH. You're not going to sit Travinsky. But we'll see, what they elect to do if Jay goes defense or offense with either Neal or Milazzo. But yes, I mean, especially in the ninth inning, with Guidry throwing so many breaking balls, absolutely, I would have had in a 4-run lead. Yes, I would have had Milazzo as a defensive replacement. Yes. David wondering if it wasn't too soon for CC number 22 to start a professional career after concluding an extended collegiate season. Otherwise, it's time to bulk up, have better communication among teammates so she's not getting hurt. Oh, you're talking about Caitlin Clark? Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm not interested in talking about Caitlin Clark. Sorry. LSU's playing a game for their season today. Another time. Eric Hammond, morning, Uncle Scone. Beat Carolina teams in elimination games. What we do now: Wake Forest, South Carolina, Wofford, UNC. Yeah, let's see. I like it. Have had success against the Carolinas. G. Morris, Anthony G. Never fails, right? If he is here today, he'll say, "So glad to have been wrong," because that's what people like that do. Kevin Boudreaux, I thought that they tied it up on the last out. Yeah. He didn't miss it by much. I think I told Erica we were about an inch away from being tied. That was very unsettling. And that was Gallagher. That's the guy who hit the grand slam against Long Island on Friday night in the ninth. And he didn't miss it by much, man. I mean, he just elevated it a little too much. But he didn't move. Yes, that was nerve-wracking. Benton Troxclair, good morning. Predicting the white ball finally finds grass today on the other side of the wall. Was fired up yesterday. Eric, yep. Bubba, Jesse, what does LSU do on the bump today? Yes, today is a day where I don't think there's anybody left that you can expect to give you like 4, 5, 6 innings. I mean, ask yourself this question. Ackenhausen's got to get the ball first. Ask yourself this question. Your season's on the line. Like, you have to win today or your season ends. Here's who is available to you. Ackenhausen, Anderson, Ulloa, Guidry maybe, Lohr, Dutton, Coleman, Helmers, Moffitt. Of all the names I just read, you have to win today. Again, Jump, Holman, Hurd, Herring, they're done. Your 4 best arms, Jump, Holman, Hurd, Herring, done. Of all the names I just read to you, who are you most confident in giving the ball to? The answer is Nate Ackenhausen. So Ackenhausen's going to get the ball to start. So you give the ball to Ackenhausen. You let him go for as long as he's effective. I would love it if he can get through the lineup once, and then you give it to the next guy. And we'll see who the next guy is. Probably Dutton. I mean, you probably treat this like you've treated your game 3s at the end of the season. Ackenhausen, Dutton, Lohr. So you go lefty, righty, lefty. And then you maybe Ulloa. Like, if you can go back to Anderson, if Guidry's available to finish, like, that's probably how you treat this. So the real key is you got to go hit. You got to hit. You got to score runs today. A lot of them. Abner Neal, what's going on? Let's see. Monte Talley, good morning. No doubt. You got to credit this team. It's been a hallmark. Like, even when they were going through struggles, they never just rolled over and quit. So they just couldn't figure out how to finish games late. Well, they've figured that out now. All right, please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe up to the channel. Chris Glazer, good morning. Truax, what's good, man? Chapa Mile, 2 questions. Did LSU shut down Cam Johnson for injury? How can I find postseason roster for LSU? So they don't necessarily share the postseason roster. And no, Cam Johnson's not injured. He just wasn't effective, and so he's not pitching. I mean, Cam Johnson, if we go look it up, and some of those guys are already gone for wooden bat leagues. Like, let's see. So Cam Johnson last pitched against in the 14-4 loss to A&M. He pitched a third of an inning. I mean, that's the last time he threw. Before that, the last time he threw was Missouri. So since the Tennessee weekend, he threw against Missouri for a third of an inning and against A&M for the third of an inning. That's it. Like, I say it all the time. By the time you get to this point of the season, you shrink your rotation and you know the guys you count on. Well, you know the guys who LSU's counting on. That's what people keep asking me, is Javen Coleman going to start today? No. Javen Coleman, before the SEC tournament, Javen Coleman hadn't thrown in an SEC game since April the 6th against Vanderbilt. And he only had 2 outings since then. It was against UNO and Grambling. He's not one of the guys that they count on. So, no, season on the line, you're not starting Javen Coleman. He may get Erica. He may get the ball. Like, he may have to throw at some point today if you need an available left-handed arm. But he's not going to be the guy you say, here, take the ball, go try to win this game for me. Or I'd be stunned if he was. Larry Cavalier. Charlie, I know he stayed in the game, but Milam came up a bit gimpy on the bouncer. Yeah, I didn't hear. I candidly didn't listen to the post game with Jay. And a lot of times on the road, they don't do a post game. Well, they don't do a post game on the radio. He would have had to go do post game for NCAA. I'll check it today. But Milam stayed in the game. Some people thought it was a cramp. To me, watching the play in slow mo, when he planted the left foot, it looked like his left foot slid, and so maybe just something grabbed. Rick, Matt, you said in the past Shores is ready. Jay is going to protect him. Yesterday, Musso said Shores is still hurt. Has Jay addressed his status? I don't know where Musso got that. I'm telling you, Chase Shores could throw today, and he could have thrown for some time now. I think Jay's approach has been they didn't want to burn a year of eligibility and wanted to take extreme caution. The point that I've made and that a lot of people at the MLB level believe is Chase Shores is not spending a 4th year in college. So next year is it for him anyway. So anything you could get this year, get it. But Jay decided to be cautious. And I don't think that's the wrong approach. But I will tell you, and again, that might be Musso I don't know. That might just be Musso saying Shores is still hurt because he hasn't seen him pitch. but I'm telling you, Shores is able to pitch. Mark Populus, good morning. Brian Jones, but when I say Shores is able to pitch, he is not thrown all year, so like he is not available. He's not available to pitch. He is physically able to pitch, is what I mean. Just to clarify. Brian Jones, curious what happened with Cam, freshman lefty. Did he take a red shirt? No, he pitched. He pitched plenty this year. And you know the crazy thing too. I was talking to somebody about him. When we were talking about the roster, what it might look like next year. And the thing is, Cam Johnson was so dominant in the fall, and they played an inter squad, I think, against ULL, and he just absolutely wrecked them, and wrecked them, not wrecked them, wrecked them. Too many years of doing shows with Terrio and T-Bob, but I think the belief on what happened with Cam this year is in front of 1,000 people, he was fine. In front of 10,000 people, the moment got a little big. So hopefully he settles down and has an awesome year next year. Michael Gidry, morning, Matt. How you feeling about today's game? I mean, LSU's got a ton of momentum. I think the pressure completely flips to North Carolina today. I think yesterday all the pressure was on LSU because they were the one facing elimination. Now it flips to North Carolina. Like, you're at home, you were in the driver's seat. Now your season's on the line. So how does North Carolina deal with that pressure? By the way, if we are looking at North Carolina, yeah, got it. Okay, got somebody new watching Drew today for the first time, so a little tense around here, if you know what I mean. While Mimi's still recuperating, we got someone new watching Drew. So Mom was just a little nervous. I am. You are nervous. Are you? See? That's all. I ain't telling no lies. I ain't telling no lies. The hook, Blues Traveler. Yeah, I cannot hit those notes, by the way, especially not when I just woke up. Probably couldn't hit those notes even if my voice was warm. So anyway, as far as North Carolina, for those wondering, please smash the like button. So there are two guys, Shea Sprague, Jason DeCaro, obviously not available. Aiden Haw, who pitched yesterday, not available. Their other starter was Folger Boaz, who's injured, not available. So you look at what they do have. Matty Mateus, who's their best reliever. He pitched in their first game against Long Island. He is rested and available for this game. He's 3.68 ERA, 51 and a third innings pitched, 52 strikeouts, only 16 walks. So he's their best reliever, and he's available and rested today. Dalton Pence would certainly be available, 2.31 ERA. We saw him the other day. Kyle Percival pitched last night, although he only faced the two hitters, walked in both, and he was out of the game. No, that was Cameron Padgett, who we saw last night, would be available as well. Ben Peterson, who we saw the other day, is available. So they've got a rested bullpen, and they've got some of their better arms available for them. So on the mound, I would say advantage North Carolina. Offensively, how do you look away from LSU with what they were able to do the last two games? I mean, 21 hits and 13 runs against Wofford, and then 8 runs on 11 hits last night. You did all your scoring by the 5th inning. So, I think see what I'm certain Vegas will have North Carolina as the favorite, but they had Carolina as the favorite in the game last night as well. So let's see. Actually, they're LSU, North Carolina, kind of co-favorites. UNC's minus 120 and LSU's minus 110. So slightly better odds for Carolina, but they're sort of co-favorites in this game. It's virtual pick 'em. Other games today: East Carolina against Evansville. Oklahoma State against Florida. Florida forced a game 7 then tonight. UConn, Oklahoma. I was really hoping that LSU would be the night game, but whatever. I guess because it's in East Coast, they're going to start it at 5 Central, 6 Eastern. All right, let me do a couple more here, y'all. Rick, good morning. Had to be frustrating for Tommy White. Crushed. See, yes, that's well. First of all, hat tip to Gallagher, the third baseman, who is like all defensive ACC. You could tell why. Like he is a magnificent defensive third baseman. LSU has crushed balls at him all weekend, and quite honestly, same for Parks Harbor at first base. The difference in the first game with North Carolina is Luke Holman was cruising, and then they bunt for a single, and then they smash the ball right at Jones, and it goes off of Jones's glove. If Jones catches that ball, steps on first base, it's nobody on, 2 out for Vance Honeycutt. Instead, it was 2 on for Vance Honeycutt, and he hit the 3-run homer. So, yes, I mean, North Carolina has played exceptional defense. It was odd yesterday to see the Honeycutt error in center that allowed Travinsky to get to second base because he's been so good. I mean, he's like the defensive player of the year in that league, their center fielder. So that's a really good defensive team for Carolina. Sonny, I know we're going in the cupboard. Fine, whatever we have in their pitch today, I'm fine with that as long as our bats are hot. Who's pitching for them? Just went through that a little bit about who they have available. But again, everybody they have available, with the exception of Mateus, LSU will have already seen. So, but the same is true for Carolina's bats as well. They will have seen everybody that LSU throws at them today. I mean, this is probably one of those games where you would expect a lot of offense. You are deep into both pitching staffs at this point, but Carolina is kind of a day ahead because LSU had to play one more game. Now, the benefit of that is Herring went so deep yesterday, but you burned Herring, right? So you don't. And then last night, again, if you weren't here at the beginning, I'll say it again. Winning last night was awesome, forcing the game 7, of course. But when you were up 8-1 and Hurd was cruising, you could kind of let your mind wander like, okay, what if LSU maintains this advantage? Then you could get through this game with Moffitt and Helmers and like whoever. You're up 10, down 10 guys and save Ulloa and Guidry and Lohr and Anderson for Monday. Well, all of them had to pitch to get you home last night. And it was, again, 100%. It was 100% the right thing. Like, you have to get to today. So you had to throw your best guys. But when you were up 8-1, man, it was hard not to think, like, what if you could get home and cruise and not have to use your best arm? So it did disadvantage LSU a bit for today. Okay, I can't go much longer, y'all, because I got to get Drew up and rolling for today. Brent, Timothy, good morning. Seth, good morning. There's an ogre going crazy. No TB. Jeez. Joe Chuba, what up, my dude? I have no fingernails or bourbon left for 5 p.m. What up, Joe? Hope you're doing well, my dude. It's been a minute, man. Hope all's well. Michael Castello, need Ack and Dutton to get you through at least 5. I don't even know that I necessarily think that, Michael. I think that would be a great benefit if it happened that way. But like I just told you, Ackenhausen, Dutton, Lohr, Anderson, Ulloa, Guidry, Coleman, Helmers, Moffitt. I mean, you got 9 pitchers available today. I mean, you have 9 arms available to you today. So you don't need Ackenhausen and Dutton to get you through 5. Would it be great if Ackenhausen went 3 and Dutton went 3 and you look up and you're through 6 and you've got an 8-1 lead? That would be awesome. Yes, that would be freaking phenomenal. But I don't think you need that to happen. You're treating this like a midweek where you're going to use a lot of arms and you just need the guy that you hand the ball to hold the rope, to steal a line from Skip. I mean, everybody just kind of has to pump strikes and not give up the big swing. So, okay, y'all, I hate to do this. My apologies, but I got to bounce because I got to get up and get Drew up and get rolling for the day. So y'all do me a favor. If you're on YouTube, smash that like button, subscribe up to the channel, Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page, share the post. As always, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. If you need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. You need a roof, give us a shout at Parrish, parrishbuilt.com, parrishbuilt.com. I did not record LSU Daily last night because we were doing a live stream. So I'll probably go ahead and record an abbreviated LSU Daily right now and get it posted. Be a lot of this content, but I'll have it up there for you. So, all right, y'all have an awesome day. We'll be ready for AFR 3. We'll see you then. Peace.